Now I now I move the next part of the webinar. The Aves. Aves can present that. So over to Aves.
Thank you, Doctor. What if we exchange over and freeze? Thank you, Doctor, for giving me the floor to explain the second and third part of the HACROS, which is basically consist of model formulation and the flow simulation. Dr. Mudassir Saab has explained very well the basic governing equation and the background of the HACROS model and the river modeling techniques. The content of my today presentation will include introduction, input data for model formulation, HACROS mapper, HACGeoRAS comparison, flow simulation, output, flow modification, why we need it, file extension, which basically produced by the HACROS when we made different part like input data, so on, and hand exercise. We will perform all of the one by one step we will learn here by with our hand. First one is HACROS introduction, as Dr. Saab has already introduced, but I will revise it a little bit here. HACROS basically is developed by the Hydrological Engineering Center, United States Army Corps of Engineers for the river analysis system. It contains 4 hydraulic components. First one is steady flow simulation, unsteady flow simulation, sediment transport simulation, and water quality simulation. Here is the main window of the HACROS, and the A, B, and C part are shown here. This is basically the arrows are indicating toward the simulation window. And the application of HACROS. The application of HACROS was very elaborated by the Dr. Mudassir Iqbal, but here is the main feature I have also highlighted here, which consists of river and channel flow modeling, floodplain and floodway mapping, floodplain management, bridge and culvert design and analysis, levee studies, channel design and modification studies, weir design analysis, break dam analysis, storage area design analysis, sediment transport modeling, spatial and temporal distribution of nutrients and pollutants mapping in river and channel flow. These are the main application. You can use HACROS for this. And the next one is input data for model formulation. For formulation of HACROS model, I have divided the input data in 2 categories, which are the primary, or you can say that the main input data which is required to run a HACROS software without any additional. The first one is geometric data, which are further divided in primary data, digital elevation model, which is very compulsory for the 2D modeling, river cross section. It is compulsory for 1D modeling, and digital elevation model is optional for 1D modeling. And the third one is land use. Land use is compulsory, or you can say that it's kind of optional also in today in HACROS 2D modeling, but mannings and values in HACROS 1D and 2D modeling is necessary. The additional data, hydraulic structure data, which consists of levees, bridges, spurs, and any other hydraulic structure which you want model in the study. It's an additional study if you want to add. The next input data is flow data. It is the second most important data. Without the flow data, you will not simulate any flow simulation. I have divided into two categories again, primary data and additional data. Primary data mainly consists of discharge data and the river slope. It is compulsory to input. The additional data, water surface elevation, rating curve, and the stage hydrograph. It's an additional data. You can use it for calibration and validation purposes. Here is the main window of the HACROS. I have highlighted here the geometric editor, study flow data, unstudy flow data, sediment data, and the quality data. Basically, the geometric editor is the geometric input data, study flow data, and unstudy flow data, sediment data, and sediment data and the water quality data is consist of the flow data and the sediment sampling and the water quality data. Next one is RAS Mapper and HackGeoRAS for model setup. To set up the model, to set up the basically this is used for these are used for set up the geometric data, HackRAS Mapper and HackGeoRAS. HackGeoRAS was available prior to RAS Mapper, but no, it is also available nowadays. But RAS Mapper is the addition in the latest version of HackRAS. The both are provided user interface to develop your geometric data for input in the HackRAS model. But personally, I like HackGeoRAS because it is the extension of ArcGIS and it is more user friendly than HackRAS Mapper. Because in RAS Mapper you find some limited editing tools, but in HackGeoRAS due to ArcGIS you have a lot of other tools to copy paste and digitization. It is more easily it is more user friendly than RAS Mapper. But for minor and small addition, you can use RAS Mapper to modification in your geometric data. But for large river reach, we use HackGeoRAS for the reasons. Here is the HackRAS window. The RAS Mapper is indicated by the arrow. Here we can use the RAS Mapper window. Basically, these are the same as ArcGIS georeference tool, and below is the HackGeoRAS, which is the ArcGIS extension. We will learn in detail in our hand-on exercise. And the third part is the flow simulation for 1D model. Flow simulation. We are available two type of flow simulation: study flow simulation and unstudy flow simulation. Third one is quasi unstudy flow simulation. First one is study flow simulation. Study flow simulation is basically used for 1D modeling. In study flow boundary condition, we have two boundary condition: upstream boundary condition and downstream boundary condition. Upstream boundary condition is required for supercritical or mixed flows, and downstream boundary condition is required in both subcritical, supercritical, and mixed flows. Under the heading upstream boundary condition, discharge value. Dr. Muzassab, are you seeing my slide or moving?
Yes, just confirm. Slide title.
A flow simulation for 1D model. Okay. Under the subheading upstream boundary condition, I have write discharge value different return period. Basically, this is not compulsory for subcritical or supercritical flow. This is the inflow values. Mistakenly, it is written here. In upstream boundary condition, we know we required only non-water surface for supercritical. In subcritical, we do not require any upstream boundary, but downstream boundary condition, we required normal depth or rating or any one of them. And after that, after putting the flow data, you can perform on a study flow simulation for 1D. Here is the input data editor of the study flow. You can see the reach boundary condition and the discharge value. Basically, this is the discharge value. You can here use any discharge value, either it is frequency analysis generated value, return period value, or any peak discharge you have observed in your flow hydrograph. Basically, it is not unsteady flow data. And here is the simulation window. You can see the flow regimes are available: subcritical, supercritical, and mixed, and the optional program flood mapping. The next is unsteady flow flow simulation for 1D and 2D model. Unsteady flow is available for unsteady flow simulation is available for 1D and 2D flow model in HACRAS. The boundary condition for 1D and 2D model are the same. The upstream boundary condition is required in both 1D and 2D in 2D model, which consists of either flow hydrograph or stage hydrograph, or if you have using your weir structure or bridge, then the upstream boundary condition will definitely be the change according to your input data, input geometric data. The downstream boundary condition in 1D and 2D model are same downstream normal depth and the rating graph. Any one of them you can use which are available to you according to your study. After putting these compulsory data, you can perform unsteady flow simulation. If anyone is missed, you cannot be able to perform unsteady flow simulation. Here is the unsteady flow data editor. You can see the boundary condition. A lot of boundary conditions are available here: stage hydrograph, flow hydrograph, stage and flow hydrograph, rating curve, normal depth, lateral inflow hydrograph, uniform lateral inflow, groundwater, interflow, gate opening, elevation control gate, etc., etc. This is a boundary condition you can use according to your model requirement, according to your geometric data you have incorporated. And here on the bottom side you can see the boundary condition. Here the river and the reach name and cross section for 1D. In 2D case you can see the upstream and the downstream boundary name only. Dr. Sab, is my screen is clear or more wider?
Yes. Till now it's good.
Okay, thank you. The next one is the unsteady flow analysis window. You can say the simulator to run the simulation. We have different options here, like geometric processor, unsteady flow simulation, post processor. Geometric processor is basically used to develop the hydraulic properties against the mesh size, as Dr. Mutassab has mentioned in the presentation, that we have unstructured and structured mesh, cell size mesh, unstructured mesh. In any kind of in any one of the mesh, you can develop mesh by providing different cell sizes. In each cell, against each cell, HACRAS read values from below available terrain. The geoprocessing is just used to develop and read the values from terrain. And unsteady flow simulation is simply the flow simulation we have learned in previous window, in previous previous slide, and the post processor after the unsteady flow simulation for the result simulations. The next one is output after performing geometric after inputting the geometric input data in HACRAS, flow data and flow simulation. You can see the output in various form. The basics of HACRAS which are providing the output are in depth, velocity, water surface profile, cross section and water profile, flow simulation, flood inundation map, cross section rating curve, etc. Here is the main window of HACRAS, and with the model output icons, you can see RAS mapper is also used to see the animation of the flow simulation, and the second arrow is indicating toward the cross section profile. The third one is the reach profiling, and the fourth one is the general profile, then the rating curve, then the 3D cross section view and the hydraulic table. And you can also export your output in graphical or in tabular form. Dam modification is sometimes needed for according to requirement of your study. If you are performing a flood inundation map, you may not be required as compulsory as in designing any structure like weir, bridge, or leaves design or guided banks or spur. On the left hand side, you can see the downloaded dam, which is the 30-meter dam downloaded from the online source. You can see that there is no permanent, there is only a markation of the river, but not as much embedded in the second window, which is after modification. In modification, basically we have used in the second, in the window on the right hand side, we have used the survey data. We will also in hand-on practice how to incorporate your survey data into digital elevation model to improve your model results and flow simulations. Here is the file extension, the HACRAS produced, the file extension PRG, main project. .prg also produced by ArcGIS. If you have create any shapefile or you save any of your ArcGIS file, they also produce .prg file. So be careful if you are working in the same window, you may be mix up both, but the name of both project, main project name will differ it. The second one is geometric data description. It is the file extension is g.g will be shown, and the study flow data .f and study flow data .u, plan for computation .p, and run consists of result .r and output table .o. This is the file extension you will find in your HACRAS model. The next one is the quotation from Benjamin Franklin, which says, "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, involve me and learn." So let's start our third part, which is hand-on exercise, so we can learn from each other. So for hand-on exercise, we have already provided the input data which was required to develop any HACRAS model. So please follow my footstep to develop a HACRAS model, but I have also provided the hand-on printout prior to this exercise, so you can assist from there if you miss any step. But I hope the data provided to you is arranged in a very sequential mode, so you cannot feel any problem. So let's start our hand-on exercise of today. The first one, before hand-on exercise, before hand-on exercise, HACRAS model formulation required prerequisites, which I do not define up there. Here is the aerial imagery of the study reach. First of all, you have to define your study reach where you want to study flow simulation. Then the second one is digital elevation model of the study reach. You will require to download your digital elevation model. And the second one is river survey cross section for 1D or for improving your digital elevation model. And second one is discharge data. And the last one is water surface level for calibration and validation and for other purposes. Today the study reach of our today exercise is Swan River, which is flow beside the Rawalpindi area. Here is the aerial imagery of the study reach. I have digitized the main river central line to show up over study reach here. And here is the digital elevation model of the study reach. As I already described, the digital elevation model is downloaded from online free source, which is 30 by 30 meter digital elevation DEM. You can also download 90 meter, 30 meter. No, I think 12.5 meter is also available from online source. The next one is the river cross section map of the study reach. Here is the survey map of the study reach, which consists of which indicating the cross sectional line along the river reach, which is consists of 35, but we have longer the study reach than I have shown here in the river survey map. Here is this is also the river survey index map. Just for the demonstration, these are the survey map performed at Indus River for various study of the consultancy. I have incorporated here to show you the survey of the river. Here is the survey cross section for demonstration. That's up. My cursor is visible to you? Yes. Okay. Here is the river cross sectional survey. These are not the cross sectional values is the left bank and the right bank. Basically, survey is performed from left bank to right bank, and HEC-RAS also incorporate the survey value of cross section from left bank to right bank. On the left bank, we have two values of lat and long, and on the right hand side, we have two value of lat and long. We cannot georef without these two values. This is very compulsory to geograph your cross section on GIS model or any online source. But if you are available against each distance and each existing level, you can develop the bathymetry. But due to we have only limited data of lat and long, we can only use to digitize these lines on ArcGIS, and then we replace the values of their cross section in HexGeoRAS. The next one is the discharge data of study reach, because today our study reach is Swan River. Here is the pH data which is noted by agency Surface Water Hydrology Pakistan. This is the typical sheet of note down the discharge data. The next one is the gauge height in feet. Gauge height, water surface elevation, you can say at discharge measuring station of the study, it should be consistent with their discharge value gauge. And it can be, you can use this water surface elevation for your calibration and validation of the model. Here is the digitized in Excel form, but here this window, this sheet is in Word form. Now we start our today hand-on exercise. The data for hand-on exercise is already provided through Google Drive. I hope everyone have. If no one have, then you can message it. You can message in the message window. So Dr. Musa will provide if he has also. Let's start. Everyone have the data, so we can follow the same step one by one.
I think we should give some time for
Dr. Sab, your voice is not clear.
I think we should give some time to refresh these things and manage build their participants can manage their computers and download the data. And also we can share the link in the chat for downloading the data. Meanwhile.
Okay, then we give 5 to 10 minutes.
Yes. Now, if participants have no data, then I will share downloading link for data in the chat box. So participants can copy the link. Meanwhile, I suggest that please open your ArcGIS address software and explore the data what you have in your hand. Or if somebody like to uh, like to show his or are unscreen, then please let us know you can give the rights for the community. So we can guide also side by side. Thus, we have learned that for data downloading in the MS Teams chatbots and also WhatsApp link. So now we can start the presentation.
Okay, Doctor, is my screen visible?
Yes, now
I hope everyone has downloaded the data, which is very in range form and very orderly form. So now we will start our first step is the model. Second part, which consists of model formulation for 1D model, and everyone has provided the data. I will close my this window because you have the hands-on practice printouts notes which can you can use for your assistant, but I will also refer it which part I
let's
am
let's
following.
let's do the step very synchronized manner, very slowly.
Yeah,
So
uh,
we should also take the participant in this. So we cannot putting down side by side.
yeah. I will move step by step as I have mentioned in handouts, printout. You can use if you do not have a printed form, you can use as a PDF. So let's start. The first step is create a folder. I hope everyone has created a folder because you have downloaded the data and you have to place somewhere in on your desktop or your hard drive. So first one. Here is my input data. I have made this folder input data, but this is the Swan River where I have made the which I will made my as a default folder. First one I will open HackGeoRAS. I hope everyone will also follow it. So HackRAS. The first step was creating a folder. We have created the folder. The next step is setting up the project. Open the project. I have opened the project. Now the second step is new project. Okay. The second step is define create project folder as your default project. So first, yeah, here is the default folder. I have choose the Swan River. These are the Swan River folder on the desktop. Everyone select the folder which they have put the data, or you can make, but I will suggest you have to make a separate window for your HackRAS instead of input data. As I have made it input data, I have separately paste the input data and the HackRAS model is in another folder. So I have set up the default folder. Now I will create new project. The next one is new project. You can specify the project name. I will specify the name as Swan. Study. Okay. Here you can see that on the where my pointer is pointing, which is highlighted the documents. This is not my default folder because we have selected the default folder, so we can just click the default folder and we are there on the default folder. You do not have to perform a long way to go to your folder. This is for we use default folder project option. No, I have already Swan River, but I have changed the name Swan River Study. Here you can face the issue. You can just cut and rewrite again. So, okay, there is the option for
As
unit.
I think repeat every step twice, okay, because if you are messaging
Okay.
so repeat the step twice.
Okay. I think we have provided the handouts also. If they have missed anywhere, so they can follow, but they can also ask question. If you have leave behind, then you can raise hand or leave a question in the text box, so we can indicate that you are not following us properly. Yeah, here is okay. Study day. Swan study day. Default folder. Okay. Here they are provided the two options. The unit system. The default unit system in HackGeoRAS is US customary unit. We will choose the unit which is according to our survey data and according to our digital elevation model. So we will use SI unit system. The next option is unit system in 33 slide. You can change the unit system, project unit, convert project unit system, US customary to SI units. It is compulsory because if your unit system is US customary and your data is in SI unit, then they will not indicate you that either your data is in SI units, but simply they plot it against US customary unit. What does it by mean? If you have a value of 32 meter, they will plot it against US customary unit as a 32 feet, which is a very huge difference between convergence. Okay. The next step is preparing class mapper. I hope everyone will be here. Class mapper. Here is the window I have already shown in my presentation, and here is the live demonstration. The class mapper. We will click it. Class mapper. and the specify coordinate system. Go to GIS tools. This is the GIS tool, set projection for projects. Okay, because we do not have a separately export any project specific project file for adjusting the projection. So we will use, instead of adjusting the projection before, we use the second option, as I have mentioned here, adding Talent data. Talent data are available in various qualities. Model results are depends on data quality and assurance, so it can be assured to collecting the data. It is also depend, as I mentioned, we have a different quality of your digital elevation model, either it is 90 meter, 30 meter, 12.5 meter. The on 35 slide, I have go to the tool, select new terrain, because we are not adjusting the projection here. We will use our digital elevation model projection. Next one is, yes, here is the window pop up on 35 slide. I have write the click no. Okay, click no. What does it mean click no? We will not adjust separately the SI unit. We will adjust with our terrain. Here, if my cursor is showing, uh, if clicking no, to go directly to the terrain creation dialog. Here, you can see in the red line, special reference system projection is not specified for this project. If your digital elevation model also do not have any special reference, then you will not locate your actual project location according to Google Earth or any GeoRef positions. You have to first specify, but because we have already GeoRef over digital elevation model, so we directly go with them. So the next one is add. Click yes to them in Glassmapper. Okay. Here is my input data. We have provided you the digital elevation model. Here is the two elevation model. One is interpreted strategy for bathymetry. I have provided you just for your reference, if in case you have missed anything, so you can use it either. The no the over digital elevation model is here, study reach. Here another window is pop up, which is saying that do you want this file spatial reference system to be used for this RAS model. He has a GeoRef, so we can click yes. Here you can see that the projection is set by our digital elevation model. We do not really need a specific or separately putting the digital project reference system. Here is your cell size. You can see that 28.7, which is actually 30 meter near about. No, click create. Let me. Okay, yes. Okay. Here we have added our digital elevation model in just RAS mapper. Save the file because you have saved the main window. So save it. Okay, we will go to the next step. As in our handout, the next step is preparing RAS geometry using HackGeoRAS. We will first of all develop our HackRAS geometry by using HackGeoRAS, which is the extension in ArcGIS. We have saved it. You can minimize your window. And the next step is because we are going to use ArcGIS, so I will open my ArcGIS, which I have 10.0, 10.2.2. You can have your own versions which are compatible with your HackGeoRAS extension. Okay, I will set up a new window, blank. Here, first of all, we will adjust our layer units. As I mentioned in the aerial view of our study reach. Why we require the study niche, you can see here. Okay, we have just missed the value. We had just missed the value over. Okay. The over earlier major use reach is fall into 43 zone. That's why I incorporated here, but I think I have missed the value. So Swan River is fall in the 43 zone. So first of all, we will adjust our layer unit. Here is I have favorite it, so I cannot go a long way, but I will go there. So you can learn how I have adjusted my layer unit. First of all, we will go to the UTM. I have already mentioned in handout, and then go to the US WGS 9048, and then the northern hemisphere. Then we will find the 43 zone. Here it is the WGS 9084 UTM zone, 43 zone, apply. Here you can see that it is converted into meter. If before it is written here unknown unit. First of all, now we can save our main file, because the other practice will require to save the file. We will locate over here. I have developed the ArcGIS. I will specify the name. You can specify according to river. Okay. Okay. The next slide is 39 slides. Save the ArcGIS project. We have saved the ArcGIS project. Okay. What we required in ArcGIS? First one, I have provided the survey data. So first we will geowrap our survey cross section using the technique as I mentioned is 3.2. First one is creating cross section shapefile using survey data. Compile the survey data in Excel sheet. You will collect your survey data in this form. I have compiled it into Excel sheets, and I have already provided to you. Compile the latitude, longitude of each cross section in Excel sheet and rearrange in the following order. Here, river survey. Here is our cross-sectional data, which is compiled in Excel sheet, and lat and long data are arranged in the specific order according to ArcHydro tool feature, which is ID XY, start X, start Y, and end Y. You will see why we have arranged this data in this specific format. Okay, I will close it. Okay, first of all, on 41 slide, you can see add XY data. We will go to the file and then click add XY data. We will choose the file, and first of all we have to save our Excel file in CSV format. It is very compulsory, otherwise it will maybe not show it. Okay, survey data. We have arranged the XY lat long. Here they are already picked the values, field X, field Y. Okay, we just required only two values here, X and Y, just to point out the points. Okay, here it is the surveyed values data. Just verify. Okay, now I will add here also the our digital elevation model for just for reference. I think, yeah. Okay, you can see that this is the left side of the cross section, because we have to develop our cross section from left to right. In ArcGIS, if you develop your cross section from right to left, then HGeoRAS also read it as from left to right, because their node points are end there. So this is our left side of our river ridge. No, these are the point data we have added. Then the next one is we have to save these point data as a shapefile to use further to develop our linear lines. Okay, I have already developed here, but I will make a new folder here. I have already provided you. If anyone missed, they can use it. Point shapefile. Okay. Here is the option. Do you want to add the export data to the raster? You can say yes, but we do not require to add again the same data. So we prefer to say no. Okay. The next step is go to the ARC tools. Here is the ARC tools. You can also write the feature name in search box, but I will prefer to go there. So navigate through. How we find here is the XY to line data. We will use the shapefile we just developed in this previous step here. Layers to the exercise. Point shapefile data. Okay. Okay. No, I think you have understand why we have arranged the data in Excel form with the specific headers. So we can easily look at their values. It will take little time. Is what if you plug out my laptop for charging? Okay. Here we have here we have developed the layers of our cross section in the shape format .shp. Just using these two information, lat and long. If you do not have these two information, you cannot digitize it auto digitize it as we have digitized it. If you are going to mark by using this sheet by georeferencing, then maybe you can maybe you can draw your cross section little bit away from your actual positions because they will stretch out. So this is the basic way to digitize your cross section. We will replace these values in HackGeoRAS or HackRAS. Give me a second. No. No. Oh, yes. Yes, okay. 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 We have just developed our cross section layers. Let's move to the next point. Digitizing the river features. I think 42 and 43. Digitizing the river features. Yes. In Arc in HackRAS, we require different layers. I will show it here. We require stream center line, bank line, flow path, and cross section cut line. These are the compulsory layers we have to develop. These are as others are the optional. You can, if you have a bridge data, you have a ineffective flow area, blocked area, land area, leave alignment, leave point. You can improve your model, but these are the primary layers you have to create at any cost. Otherwise, your model will not be run. So, if we see here against over cross section, what we see is that our river is not too much prominent here. Our river marcation is not prominent as it should be for digitization of the other layers, which consist of river central line, bank line, and flow path. You cannot mark here as a bank line, although you can, but it will not be as appropriate as it can. So we have defined the way to digitize the river feature using Google Earth. Why we use Google Earth? You can see there. First of all, we have to go to the Google Earth. Okay. Okay. These are our today's study reach. You can see there the river mark is more prominent in Google Earth than in ARC or in digital elevation model. So it is easier to digitize our feature here than in ArcGIS or using digital elevation model. Or else if you want to use digital elevation model, then you have to classify your digital elevation model. So your required feature should be prominent before digitizing. But we will not go into the long process of classification of the digital elevation model. Let's leave it for another workshop or webinar. So we will digitize our river feature on Google Earth. But first, how we will know that what we have to digitize? Although we have no our study range from here to here, but how we can recognize that these are our actual point to digitize? So for this, we have developed a cross section of the survey. So we can first of all save it at a shape format. Cross section. Yeah, you can say that. Create cross section. No, we do not require to edit here. Okay. We will go to the file, open. We have saved it in the exercise. Now Google Earth provided a lot of different available options to import your data. So we have a shapefile data. You can also open your TIFF file here. We have a shapefile data, the survey data layer. Yes, it's okay. This is a default folder. I do not require their footprint, so I save it in the default folder. Here you can see that on temporary places, I have saved surveyed cross section layer. If we have marked it, no, it is the layer is on. You can see that here is our cross sectional survey. So it is lot more easy for us to digitize our river feature. We have different feature as I indicated here, which we have to mark. First one is center streamline, bank points, flow path, and the cross section cut line. Okay, the way to digitize, maybe I will not digitize everything here because it requires a lot more time, but I will try to tell you the way how to digitize your file and how to incorporate it in ArcGIS. The first one is the first one you have to go to the add path. Here the first layer we required is river. Let's suppose river stream central line or river. I have just write it river. No, by mistakenly I have click OK. You do not have to click OK. No, we will digitize over river central line. What is the central line? It is the deep creek through which the river is flowing. Here is our first cross section. We have to digitize our river from little upstream. Here is a junction. We will not go further. In this way, you can digitize your required feature from Google Earth. These are the river's central line. If you can perform these process in RAS Mapper, you will not see any prominent mark in digital elevation model maybe. So it is not easy to use supporting tools to speed up your work or your task. In these are the central line. I will not go to digitize all of the 4 kilometer area. I have digitized it just for demonstration. I have already digitized it and I have already provided you the digitized data. This is the way of digitizing. You can digitize your left bank, right bank, and the flow path. These are the high res area. You can use it as a levees if you want to study. Any feature you want to incorporate in HECRAS, you can digitize it here and take it as a layer into your digital HECRAS model. Okay, I will save it. Okay, the way to export your digitized data is right click on the river stream and save places as. Okay, here is our 2D exercise. I had already provided KMZ Swan River Reach, but I will write it here with to date. Okay, we have saved our digitized data. In this way, we will digitize all of our required layer, which we have used to in HECRAS. Let's suppose we have digitized all of our data. What if it look like we have digitized all of our data? It look like here. Yes. Okay. These are little divergence. And the first thing I have forget to tell you that you can use any time span of your survey data according to your requirement. If your survey was conducted in December 2019, you can use the imagery of December 2019. Okay. Okay. You can use other ways of you according to your survey data time. Here is the digitize. I have already digitized all of the required layers. So we will go to the across. Okay. The way to use the digitized data in HECGeoRAS is, I think I have provided in hands-on. Let me check first. Let's just say digitize, convert the KMZ file into shapefile using ArcGIS. Okay, KMZ to layer. When you write any name of your feature, then you have to be very attentive, because if you mistakenly write any spell misplaced, then they will not search anything against your command. Input KMZ file, because we have already developed. I will use this. This is exercise, and we have right both KMZs are same. These are the river reach which I have marked no, but these are a lot more smaller, so we will use the already digitized river reach. Yes, here in which format you have to save your data. These are the extension dot shape. Okay, sometimes they already take the name, but if they miss, then dot shape is the extension of the shape file.